Saturday Night Live is getting roasted. They ran this opening monologue. They had this skit where they're basically saying, we supported Trump the whole time. The whole time. You know what I got to say? A lot of people are coming out saying it's not funny. SNL is not funny. Bill Burr is not funny. Bill Maher is saying, this is what I hate about the left. They're all hypocrites, each and every one. Now, I'll say this. To the people that are coming out and being like, this stuff's not funny, come on. Bill Burr called feminists ugly fat women. Okay, you're going to come out and tell me, oh, Bill Burr sucks. Don't get overtly political. But I will give you this one. I laughed at these bits. They're making fun of themselves. What I will say is your righteous indignation, I agree with. These people avoid openly mocking and belittling Democrats all the time, clearly hyper-partisan. They literally cry when Donald Trump wins. And now that Trump has won, they want to try and play it middle of the road. We're always making fun of everybody on this show. Spare me, dude. Your politics are pathetic. You don't get to spend 4 years suckling the teat of the Democratic Party and then come out and say, we're going to make fun of everybody because you're full of it. You're hyper-partisans. You're literally terrified. And I'll tell you this. This skit they did, I thought it was funny. They basically say Donald Trump tried to forcefully overturn an election. He was threatening to go after his enemies. So we just want to take the time and say, we're with you. We've always supported Trump. I think it's funny. Their cowardice. It's funny. You know what it shows? They don't really think Trump is a fascist. So I laugh. Maybe I'm not really laughing with them. Maybe I'm laughing at them. But come on, guys. To see this kind of lack of self-respect is hilarious. And still, I think it's fair to say you're a garbage show, you're hyper-partisan, and coming out and admitting it, it's just laughably pathetic the whole time. There's no recovery from this, in my opinion, but they made fun of Elon, they made fun of Trump, and then I got some stuff to show you from Bill Maher, because this is what I love about Bill Maher. Bill Maher's got this bit on his show, and he's like, look, they had Elon Musk on the show for a whole week, and they didn't want to deal with him because he's the richest guy. This is before he was even for Trump. That's what I hate about the left. They're brats. Then you got a clip where he's like, Trump's not going to win. Trump can't win. Dude, you guys, you don't get to scream and howl into the wind. And then all of a sudden, when you realize you lost the popular vote, oh, here come the tears. SNL mocks its own anti-Trump stance with support of his victory. Been with you all along. They say the show started out deadly serious, with cast members Ego Nwodim saying that Trump's victory over Kamala Harris was shocking and even horrifying to many people. Well, let's do this. Let me play for you some of this clip. Elon Musk has chimed in because they make fun of Elon Musk as well. I don't know if I can fit the whole thing. Well, I'll play it anyway.
On Tuesday, Americans went to the polls and elected Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States.
To many people, including many people watching this show right now, the results were shocking and even horrifying.
Donald Trump, who tried to forcibly overturn the results of the last election, was returned to office by an overwhelming majority.
This is the same Donald Trump who openly called for vengeance against his political enemies.
And now, thanks to the Supreme Court, there are no guardrails.
Nothing to protect the people who are brave enough to speak out against him.
And that is why we at SNL would like to say to Donald Trump, we have been with you all along.
We have never wavered in our support of you, even when others doubted you.
Every single person on this stage believed in you.
Every single person on this stage voted for you.
Because we see ourselves in you. We look at you and think, that's me.
That's the man I want my future children to look up to.
And Mr. Trump, Your Honor, we know that you say things that are controversial sometimes, but really you're just speaking the truth. And I hate how the lamestream media, Michael Che, tries to spin it to make you look foolish.
So if you're keeping some sort of list of your enemies, then
We should not be on that list.
And it's C-H-E, Che.
And if we find out
The applause, the laugh light is going crazy, isn't it?
we'll rat them out so fast.
I don't want to play any more of this. I got to be honest.
3 disgusting new cast members.
So real quick, left to right, that's Jan Whitline, Ashley Padilla, and Emil Joachim. You can find their home addresses online. Hail Trump.
But the rest
I'm not going to waste time. I'll just jump to this next bit.
Hot Jack
It's
Trump.
kind of hard to get through. Here you go. Hot Jack Trump.
That's right, it's me, Hot Jack Trump. They finally got the body right. But from now on, we're going
Oh
to do very flattering portrayal of Trump.
Can we just laugh at them? Is that allowed? I'm sorry. I'm not laughing with their jokes. I'm enjoying this. And people are like, is this funny? Yes. Yes, it's funny. People are like, when are they going to get back to comedy? Dude, okay, look, understand this. They hope that you're laughing with them. I laughed a lot when I saw this. You know, it doesn't really get the same repeat value or anything, but I'm reveling in it. They're claiming Trump cheated, not SNL, but what they're showing you here, very, very obviously, they don't actually think that Donald Trump is a fascist or a dictator. They would not be mocking him as such. The whole thing was lies and manipulations. They're basically saying they're all hyper-partisan. They don't play fair. That's what they're doing right now. You know, it's funny. They can't seem to figure it out, can they? And then they have I don't know what's going to load. Elon Musk, Dana Carvey, as Elon Musk jumps out. They just don't get it, do they?
Rockets, you know, they're super cool and super fun. But there's a slight chance it could blow up and everybody dies. Ha ha ha! I'm Doc Maher! See you in the White House! USA! USA!
Oh, it's just so painful to watch. Elon Musk chimes in. Huffington Post is so angry. Carvey, who has previously spoofed Joe Biden on the show, appeared during his cold opening as Musk. Check it out, Dark MAGA. Yeah, but seriously, I run the country now, Carvey said. I couldn't even make out what he was saying anyway. It wasn't a good impersonation of Elon Musk. And you know, this is what really offends me the most, is that it's not a good impersonation of Elon Musk or Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump one wasn't as bad, but the Elon Musk, I'm just like, what? That's not even... They are so mad that Trump won. Indeed, they are. It is pathetic. It is cringe. Musk says that SNL has been dying slowly for years as they become increasingly out of touch with reality. Their last-ditch effort to cheat the equal airtime requirements and prop up Kamala before the election only helped sink her campaign further. I have to go ahead and agree. It doesn't seem like going on SNL has been good for any of the past candidates. But we do have Bill Barr here. So let me pull up Bill Burr. And a lot of people didn't like his bit. I thought his bit was pretty good. Now, I think Bill Burr is a moron. He's the guy who during COVID was like, look, I just turned on the TV and they tell me to wear a mask. I'll wear a mask. And they said, don't wear it. I'll just do whatever they say. It changes every week. I just keep doing it. And I'm like, wow, you're a dumb guy. Hey, look, man, but I got no beef. He's a funny guy in his own right. A lot of people don't like him. He's a coward. You know what I mean? Like, look, I said I got no beef. But I'm going to call it like I see it, Bill. I think you're a coward in that you were terrified of both sides and you didn't know how to play this. I think if he just, I don't know, played it honestly and actually tried to do comedy, it might work out. But I'm going to give him this. He calls feminists ugly and he rags on them in the first opening bit. I got no problem saying I find something to be funny if it's funny. But I just want to point out with all of this, you don't get to be anti-Trump for 4 years and now try and play it both ways. It don't work.
All right, ladies, you're 0-2 against this guy. 0-2. All right, but you learn more from your losses than your wins. So let's get into the game tape. All right, ladies, enough with the pantsuit. Okay, it's not working. Stop trying to have respect for yourselves.
Yeah, agreed.
You don't win the office. Like on policy, you know? You gotta whore it up a little. I'm not saying
Come on.
full Hooters, but find the happy medium between Applebee's and your dad didn't stick around. All right? You all know how to get a free drink. Okay? And I know, listen, I know a lot of ugly women, feminists, don't want to hear this message. But just tease them a little bit. Make a farmer feel like he's got a shot. Swing a state over a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I am so psyched that this stupid election is finally over. It took forever. Like, you know? Yeah. Everybody knew who they were voting for 4 years ago. And then they just drag you through a year and a half of this stuff. Like, who was sitting there watching the debate, like, still not decided? Two of the most polar opposite people ever. It's like, all right, let's see. What does the orange bigot have to say? How about the real estate agent that speaks through her nose?
Is it the best thing you could come on? Is it the best you could come up with for Kamala Harris?
This is so difficult. It's like they overlap. I just can't make up my mind. I'll be honest with you. I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing like 4 months ago. You know? I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but like when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and you didn't die, that was the end of the election.
We all thought that. When Donald Trump basically dodged a bullet, we all thought that. It was over. Many Democrats were saying it was over, but this shows you the hyperpolarization in this country.
There was nothing you could say, right? Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason like Trump survived is all those herky-jerky movements that he does.
He's not wrong.
You just can't like nail the guy down. I gotta be honest, the guy is a lunatic. I mean, he literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from.
Well, he didn't, you know, but he's making a bit.
Unarmed. That's not a sane human being. I would have been on the ground crying in the fetal position, like, all right, give me the truck. I don't want this job anymore.
I gotta say, I think that's because Bill Burr's a coward. But come on, I know he's just joking. He's trying to play things up. And I got no problem with comedy, guys. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't like this joking. He shouldn't say these things. It's a comedy bit. It's not meant to be overtly serious. Every joke has its truth. The issue I take with Bill Burr is that he's constantly trying to, he's playing the coward route where it's like, I'm so happy the election's over. I don't want to take a stance. He even pointed out himself. When he was a kid, if a president got shot and survived, he won. That's the dangerous level of hyperpolarization, why we needed to win the popular vote. I got no problem with making fun of Donald Trump. In fact, we did, or I should say, Seamus Coggin of Freedom Tunes and has put out tons of shows mocking Donald Trump in some way or another in ways that make sense. I have been a part of some of those cartoons where I voiced Dr. Fauci or some Antifa guys working with Seamus, and we make fun of Trump. But you make fun of Trump in ways that make sense. You don't make fun of Trump in ways that makes no sense.
Just tell her she won. Tell her she won. But Trump's got all those weird, coming out. I think the guy couldn't get like a bead on him, And like right as he pulled the trigger, like Trump was just like, and Sleepy Joe, and the bullet went by his head.
Okay. Trump actually does the herky-jerky movements. He's moving around. He's going like this. And Bill Burr ain't wrong. Trump leans in and the bullet goes right past his head. Because Trump doesn't just stand. Look, watch Joe Biden give a speech and he's just standing there. Bill Burr ain't wrong about that.
My favorite part of the campaign, though, was when Trump went to McDonald's. Wasn't that amazing? That's the only time I've ever seen that guy truly happy.
Come on, this is a good one.
Like he was glowing. When he got behind the counter, it was like he was behind stage at like Springsteen or something. He's like, oh my God, this is like where they make the French fries. And
he was. Donald Trump was so excited to be at McDonald's.
Sticking a couple of extra in one. He goes, hey, whoever gets this one's going to be excited. It's like,
and that was a meme. Somebody was like, Trump put an extra nugget in my 6-piece, truly blessed.
Oh my God, was that empathy? Of the people, Donald? It's like when the Grinch came down the hill, bringing the toys back, and his heart got a little bigger.
See, this is the problem I have with these people. They're now trying to act like we were here to make fun of everybody the whole time. But in reality, he's still just a never-Trumper, anti-Trumper who believes the crackpot fake news. But my friends, I got to tell you, I don't blame the brainwashed for being brainwashed. We have to unbrainwash them. I blame the brainwashers, these corporate news outlets that know they're lying. And so people like Bill Burr end up going on stage and saying the same crackpot garbage over and over again. That's my beef about the SNL thing. I thought it was funny. Like the first time I saw it, I laughed when they're like, that's why we want to say, we've been with you the whole time. We're totally in favor of you. And it's like, it's okay. It's a little drawn out, a little too long, kind of cringe. But you get a couple chuckles out of it. The Elon thing was really not good because they just don't know how to do an impersonation of Elon Musk. Are you kidding? Jumping around and going, what is this? Elon doesn't do that. Weirdest thing ever. But here's what I love. Old Bill Maher tonight on Elon Musk. Let me play this clip for you.
It just made me think. I'm sure every single member of the Saturday Night Live cast was a Harris supporter. But what if one of them wasn't? What if one of those cast members was for Trump? Would they have felt comfortable saying so? I really don't think so. They would have had to keep it to themselves. That's not a good place for us to be. I remember when...
I agree.
And that happens even more on the left. And I remember when Elon Musk hosted, and this is well before he was a Trumper. This is 3 or 4 years. He was just the richest man in the world. And a number of the cast members on Saturday Night Live, like, they didn't want to deal with him. They didn't exactly boycott, but they made it plain. And I was thinking, really? You have Elon Musk on your show for a week. You could talk to one of the most interesting, brilliant people the world has ever produced, even about this issue that bothers you so much, that he's so rich and lots of people aren't. But no, you don't want to even deal with him. That's what I hate about the left. You're brats. You're brats and you're snobs, and people don't like that.
He is completely right. They're brats and they're snobs, and people don't like it. They really don't like it, Bill.
Am I going to worry about it? First of all, I'm not going to worry about it, Phil, because he's not going to win.
So you think he's just worn it out? You think people are just going to get fatigued?
Enough. I feel
category fatigue.
I mean, it's just going to be, we're talking about a few 100,000 people, perhaps. But I think it's going to be a little closer than that. First of all, she's definitely going to win the popular vote, as Democrats always do now. But I think she will win. I think he will, of course, go batshit insane, as he always does. He won't accept it. His followers, I think, I don't think their heart will really be in it, as it was in 2020.
Wow.
Some of them, there's lots of people who will always be in the bunker with Mrs. Goebbels taking the poison and giving the poison to the children because it's better than living in a world without National Socialism. I make an analogy, but I don't say he's a Nazi.
This is the problem I have with these people. How incredibly wrong were you, Bill Maher? They don't like your brats, you're elitist, you're snobs. Here you are on your show, October 15th, a couple weeks before the election, saying Trump can't win, his followers aren't in it. Your head is so far up, you couldn't even see what was happening all around you. You know, I will say this. We try to book many of these people, and they won't come on the show. Now, let me say this. By all means, don't come out here. Don't come on my show. You host your own show. There's a handful of people I've offered to go on their shows. Let's have the conversation. Bill Maher doesn't want to have me on. And that's fine. That's fair. He doesn't have to. A bunch of other hosts have made offers. I rarely ever do these things. I would not do Real Time with Bill Maher. And maybe that's why, because I ragged on him and his show. And he's like, screw that guy. He can't come on. It's just going to be bad for Bill. If Bill were to actually sit down for a conversation, he would probably get humiliated. And this is why many of these people don't want to come on these shows. And it's the weirdest thing, too, because like if you watch the show I did with Sam Cedar, I don't know what they expect is going to happen. I mostly just said, what do you think? How do you feel? Okay, that's great. Thank you for your opinion. But the problem with Bill is the hypocrisy. Here's a guy who on his show is snooty, elitist, and out of touch. Then he has the nerve to go in Real Time and say, oh, they're snooty brats. They're elitists. They don't get it. Bro, you were saying that nobody was going to support the guy. You said their hearts weren't in it. Kamala was going to win the popular vote. And it's just laughably insane. Anybody who'd been paying attention could see that something was shifting. Now, don't get me wrong. I was looking at the Moody's numbers in 2019. I learned my lesson. Okay, this is 4 or 5 years ago. I learned my lesson. I saw an increase in support for Trump, and I was actually like, wow, this is big. I did not predict the procedural game with ballot harvesting, mail-in votes, and how COVID was going to impact the election. Thus, I was wrong. This time around, I made no such predictions. I said, I don't know. I mean, the polling data and the prediction markets are saying Trump's going to win, but we don't know what procedural game Democrats have that Trumps don't, that Republicans don't, Trumps. And these people now want to come around and start playing this game. That's the message I have for everybody, okay, with this one. They want to act like we were here the whole time. The whole time. I know SNL's joking by saying that, but the game they're going to try and play this time is we make fun of everybody. No. Now they're going to play this game of We're the Resistance. They're already arguing that there is no popular mandate because Trump only won a third of the electorate. Yes, he won more than Kamala Harris. So when you're talking about the people who actually care to go and vote, Trump won the popular mandate. Thank you and have a nice day. I'm not going to stand for this. Now that Trump is president, we're going to play it both ways. You ragged on Trump and defended Democrats for 8 years. And now that Trump won a popular vote, you're like, oh, what do we do? So I laugh. I do. I think a lot of it's funny. And there's a lot of people who are just mad. I see a lot of these people posting on X and they're like, this is not comedy. This is not funny. And I'm like, dude, it's comedy. Okay. I wouldn't call it like A+ stuff. The opening SNL monologue had a couple chuckles. I liked it, but it's hard to get through because a lot of it's just too cringe, to be honest. But you have to laugh at the victory. So don't laugh with them at their jokes. Laugh at them for having to make those lines. The look in their face when they realize they were on the wrong side of history. Colbert whinging, Jimmy Kimmel crying. I love it. So I'll sit back and watch them all squirm. But I got to tell you this, my friends, only so far. You know what? I tweeted that the Bill Burr clip was hilarious, roasting Trump and Democrats. It was funny. It's a good performance. I give it like a C+, B-. Good, not great. That's okay. There's a couple things I think are kind of cringe. I love the McDonald's bit. Trump is behind the counter at McDonald's, and it's like the first time he's genuinely happy. Trump was so happy to be there. It's true. Trump loved doing that. That's funny. I genuinely think it's funny. Now, Bill Burr, I can rag on for sure. This is what I got to say to all yous, okay? Many default libs and people like Bill Burr are cowards. They're terrified. They don't want to be on the wrong side of history. They don't want to get canceled. They don't know what to say. What they've been doing for the past 8 years is looking to Disney and the corporate press and saying, just tell me what to believe so I can fit in. Now that Trump won the popular vote, they're starting to ask themselves that question. Am I on the wrong side of history? You are. So I've been talking to some salespeople. You know, we do sponsorships and things like that on the show, obviously. Buy Cast Brew Coffee. I didn't do a read for this one. And we own Casper. It's ours. But I tell people, you go to your sponsors, you go to the advertisers and say, it is now confirmed fact that the Democrat woke position is the minority market. If you want to lose everything and lose your job and get canceled, by all means, go hang out in the minority market. What we've learned is that Trump won the popular mandate. This is what the people want. So if your company, your brand, your act, whatever, is trying to sell the most tickets, guess which angle you need to take. Stop playing it up to the far left psychopaths. Okay. Maybe they'll get the message now. So my point ultimately is this. I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to say, hey, guys, it's time to start acting like real sane humans and realizing the media's been lying to you. So give me a shout out to our good friend Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman, two liberals who are losing subscribers in large numbers. David Pakman put out this video like, I can't believe it. I'm losing paid members. I'm losing subscribers. How could this be happening? It's because you're wrong. Because these people only followed because they thought you were the majority and then they realized you weren't. Now they're scared. Holy crap. You joined a pitchfork mob in the minority and the rest of the country is pissed off at you. So be scared. I'm going to say to these people, come on over. Keep voting Republican. This is the right side of history, and we're going to win more political power. I'll wrap it up there. Smash that like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Become a member at timcast.com. Join the Discord server, and we'll see you all in the next segment.